Oh, come on, kids. We're gonna keep going. Put those hands together. Ha, ha, ha. Sing this out with me. Waking up to another life. No more sorrow and no more night. You're the light, let it shine now. Let it shine now. Burning bright, 'cause we're not ashamed. Got a world to illuminate. You're the light, let it shine now. Let it shine now. You're the light, let it shine now. Let it shine now. Nothing can stand against us. Our praise will break the darkness. And we declare your kingdom's here. Because our God is for us. We're living in the promise. And we declare your kingdom's here. Shadows fade as you now rise. Hope is here with no end in sight. You're the light, let it shine now. Let it shine now. You're the light, let it shine now. Let it shine now. Nothing can stand against us. Our praise will break the darkness. And we declare your kingdom's here. Because our God is for us. We're living in the promise. And we declare your kingdom's here. Shine a light, shine a light. Shine a light, shine a light. Shine a light, shine a light. We got a light and we're gonna shine. Jesus, let your name be glorified. We got a light and we're gonna shine. Forever let your name be glorified. We got a light and we're gonna shine. Jesus, let your name be glorified. We got a light and we're gonna shine. Forever let your name be glorified. Let's go, let's go. You guys can dance along.
All right, come on, kids. We're going to take this opportunity to worship Jesus. Lift your hands. Let's sing this together. I heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are.
Hey guys, how we doing today? Happy Easter! I know you guys are so excited for all the things we have coming today and all the things you're gonna get to do on Easter. We've got egg hunts, the Easter bunny's coming to visit, and I know the best part. What's the best part? Shout it out. Come on, tell me, what's the best part? Okay, if you guys didn't say candy, I'm hugely disappointed because it's gotta be candy. But anyways, we're gonna get to all that, but before we do, we're gonna do things a little bit differently today because we gotta do all those things. So today, I'm gonna do an announcement, and then we're gonna tell a story, and then we're gonna get off and running to all the fun stuff, okay? So here's the announcement. You guys ready? Are you listening? Next week, I wanna see you all back in Kids Church because we have a very special day planned. Next week is gonna be Superhero Sunday. So you guys get to wear your superhero costumes. You get to come as whatever superhero you love, whoever's your favorite, come dressed up, come have some fun with us. We're gonna play some games and have some fun together, okay? But this week, speaking of superheroes, you guys ready for your story? Okay, so story today is about the greatest superhero of all time. It's my favorite, and I know he's gonna be yours. I know, you ready? So the greatest superhero of all time was Jesus. So here's the story, you ready? Okay, greatest superhero of all time. See, this story starts with like way back in the beginning of the Bible, God created Adam and Eve. You guys know this story if you've been around. So God created man, Adam and Eve are there, everything's perfect. God had this plan and it was great. But then, bum, 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 here comes the bad guy. So the bad guy, in this situation, in this story, the bad guy is the devil. So the devil came in and he tried doing all these things and he tempted Adam and Eve and basically he tricked them into making a really bad choice. And because of that, God's plan had to change. You see, they did something they weren't supposed to do. And what happened when they did that, when they listened to the bad guy, sin came into the world. So then they're making all these mistakes and they're doing all these things they shouldn't do. And unfortunately, God had to adjust that plan a little bit, but it's okay. Still worked it on out. So we're gonna fast forward through the Bible a lot. We'll talk about all those things we're skipping another day. But later on down, God says, okay, it's time for my plan, my new plan, to start back up. So here's the new plan. God says, well, I'm gonna send the greatest superhero of all time to Earth to fix everything. So God sent Batman. No. God didn't send Batman. God sent Superman. No, God didn't send Superman either. God sent a baby. Because everyone knows babies are superheroes. Right? Doesn't sound like a superhero to me. But it was. So this baby comes to Earth. The baby actually ends up being Jesus. God sends Jesus to Earth, and Jesus was actually God's son. So God sends Jesus. Jesus is born, and he grows up on Earth, just like you guys grew up on Earth. But the thing was, he grew up on Earth in a way that showed us how to live a life following God, how to live a life as God's son or daughter. So he gave us this great example, lived this incredible life, and he's doing all these great things. He's performing miracles, he's healing people, he's just being nice to everybody because he's a superhero, and that's what superheroes do. And then all of a sudden the bad guys come back. You see, all along, the bad guy, the devil, thought he won. He thought he tricked Adam and Eve and it was done. But he didn't. God had a plan, remember? So what happened is Jesus comes, does all these things, and the bad guys get mad and they're like, who's this Jesus guy being nice to everybody and healing everybody and fixing everything? They get mad. So they start sending things toward Jesus. So what happens is Jesus gets arrested. He gets put in jail for doing good things. And then the people that arrested him start doing even worse things. They start making fun of him. Don't worry, God had a plan. And then they start spitting on him, calling him names. Like I said, don't worry, God had a plan. And then it gets worse. Then they decide they're going to start whipping him. They get these big whips and they whip his back and they hurt him really bad. And it was a really sad day. But God had a plan. So then it gets even worse. Right now, the devil, the bad guy, thinks he's winning. The devil thinks he's won. We're hurting Jesus. Everyone's upset. His disciples, his friends are all upset. And so what they do then is they take Jesus and they crucify him. And what that means is they killed him. They put him on a cross, this big piece of wood. They put a crown on his head that was made out of thorns, and he's bleeding, and he dies. And everyone was so sad. But remember, God had a plan. So Jesus dies. They put him in a tomb. His mother, Mary, wraps him up, helps him, his friends put him in the tomb. And everyone is so sad and they don't know what to do because everyone loved him and he was the superhero. And they thought he was going to save the world. But there he is in the tomb and no one knows what to do next. So they sit and they wait. And 3 whole days later, some of Jesus' friends, they go back to where they buried him in that tomb. And they're sad again and they're crying. You know what happens? All of a sudden, an angel comes and tells them, hey guys, don't be sad. Go tell all your friends. Jesus is alive. And they're like, no. So they go over to the tomb and they get over there and there's nothing there. It's empty. It's totally empty. Jesus' body was gone. And they're freaking out. And so they go running back to all their friends and they're like, Jesus isn't there. He's gone. What happened? We don't understand. And all of a sudden, Jesus appears to them. And he says, hey guys, it's me. I'm back. Jesus was alive again. You see, if there was any greater miracle, I've never heard it. If there was any greater story, I've never heard it. Because what you're missing and what you maybe don't understand yet is why did Jesus do that? Why did God send him and allow him to die on a cross like that in such a sad way? And then how did he come back to life? Remember that plan I told you about? That was God's plan. You see, what God did is send his own self, a piece of his own self to earth. And he basically sacrificed himself so that we, as his sons and daughters, could go to heaven, even though we're still sinning and even though we're living in a world where there is sin. If we believe Jesus died for our sins, that's it. Done and dusted. The enemy lost. It's over. He thought he was winning. And then there goes. God actually won. God's plan worked. So Jesus goes back up to heaven to be with his dad. And one day soon, when all of us are really old, kind of like me, when we're really old and we're done here on earth, we get to go be in heaven with our dad, just like Jesus did. All because of what he did on that cross. All because Jesus was the greatest superhero of all time. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You guys just heard the greatest story of all time. I'm gonna have someone come up here now. One of my friends is gonna come share with you their story about what Jesus did for them. And then we're gonna go have all the rest of the fun we have on Easter because we need to celebrate the greatest story of all time, right? All right, you guys. I'm Pastor Shauna and I love you. Happy Easter, everyone.